Welcome to my channel AI Reaction. In today's video, we are going react to family court case. But before then, today's credit goes to Court Watcher's channel for the video link in the description below. Okay, let's take a look at this interesting video. Mom furious because dad retired early at 50. She wants dad to go back to work so she can get more money in child support payments. Haha, just watch.
Good morning, Judge. Elliot Lumberg on behalf of Marlene. Her name is Dean now.
Okay, thank you. And do we have Wayne Manusco present?
Present, Your Honor.
I think we have dueling objections to the child support recommendation. Is that correct?
I think it was just Mr. Manusco's. I think maybe that is true. Our position is, Judge, that the judgment of divorce expressly specifies the amount of support Mr. Manusco has negotiated to pay. This was part of an overall property settlement. The judgment requires him to pay $900 per month to plaintiff for child support, and it's not to be reduced upon the emancipation of any other children.
Okay. And Mr. Manusco, what is your objection to the child support recommendation?
My objection was there was a miscalculation on a snowplow for my mom and one neighbor down the road, and they put a plow guy for higher price on my wage that I would actually assume, which is very minimal. I mean, mother and one guy when he calls. So that was my objection there for a miscalculation on the child support review. And
okay.
I already, like I said before, in the last court hearing that was already approved, exceeded my 6% for the insurance, and I've been paying now $2,150.96 till current, and in actually 2 more days, my daughter will be emancipated. So it's kind of for our wheels here, I guess. But
so we're at the in-line. Go ahead.
Judge, to our position is it doesn't matter what Mr. Manusco's income is currently. This was something he agreed to. It's a part of a judgment of divorce, and it's not subject to modification. This was part of a global settlement that included a significant amount of property. The judgment expressly addresses the issue as to what happens when a child emancipates.
I think the issue we run into is I do see that uniform child support order and the language from the judgment. It was that the child support would be $900. It would stay that same after the other child emancipated, but that support order also indicates that the obligation ends when the child turns 18. The post-majority support box was not checked.
Well, we've already addressed that.
Well, we addressed the issue of whether or not there should be post-majority support, and maybe I did that in error now that I look back on the fact that you guys had this deviated agreement and this post-majority support was not checked. But I don't think it'd be appropriate if post-majority was not checked as part of that agreement. I don't think the $900 continues to flow past the post-majority support. I would agree it would go until the child turned 18, but because that portion was not checked, I don't believe that figure continues. So I do think that's why we ordered the new calculation to be done, because that wasn't part of that specific agreement that it would continue until the graduation from high school. Obviously would have a different position if that box was checked in that original document, but that document says the obligation ends at 18. We had a hearing on post-majority support. Parties do have a right to get post-majority support depending on the circumstances. They were met in this matter, so post-majority support was appropriate. Front of the court, as far as calculation for Mr. Manusco is concerned, how did the snow plowing factor in?
We took the average wage for someone that would be a snowplow, like a job, an actual job. We weren't aware at the time that he was only plowing for his mother and a neighbor.
Okay. And Mr. Manusco, do you do any other employment or not?
no, I'm retired, Your Honor.
Your
How
Honor,
old are you, sir?
Retired, Your Honor.
How old are you, sir?
How old am I? 57.
Your Honor, Mr. Manusco retired when he was 50 years old. He was living off of a significant retirement and pension. He has chosen not to work for the last 7 years. This case, I mean, and again, with all due respect, I'm not sure I understand the court's rationale that the contractual obligation to pay 900 a month change with the extension to the child's date of graduation.
Well, that's based on the
Your Honor,
document that was at the time of the uniform support order gives an option for the parties to agree to post-majority support at that time. The parties did not agree to post-majority support at that time. So that's why I'm saying that I don't believe that 900 continues to flow because it wasn't agreed to at that time. So now it's appropriate to, if we want to completely follow that, potentially post-majority support maybe should not have been granted. But again, I think the terms of that first agreement expired at when the obligation ended at the child turned 18. I granted post-majority support and indicated that post-majority support is not part of that initial agreement. So it's appropriate to recalculate what that amount should be for that small time frame until the support ends.
But then okay, understanding the court's rationale, wouldn't that allow the court to impute income to Mr. Manusco, who has chosen not to work?
We can potentially look at, yes, what is a person able to earn? Yes.
okay,
So maybe what we need is another calculation based on what he was making at the time of retirement.
you can't go backwards, Your Honor.
Well, we can look at, sir, when it comes to income, if somebody is underemployed or unemployed and they have the ability to earn, we can look at their potential earning ability to earn.
Who got paid out over,
Pardon, sir?
over $150,000, and we're still here in court. But if we want to go back to court, we'll back this train right up, and I want a refund, of the $150,000 I paid to both attorneys.
All right, so we are getting beyond the scope of what I can address here today with that. Let me take a quick look.
Over 5. It's getting a little bit ridiculous, and I'm getting on my nerves. I can live happily well within my means. I don't see what's wrong with it.
Really dealing with a 4 or 5 month period here.
Actually, I think it's 6 months, but you're right, Judge. It's a relatively short period of time.
It's 5 months because she'll be emancipated. It started when she was 13, and now she'll be 18.
Right, no matter what we do, it ends at the end of this month. The 900 ran through, I think, at the end of January.
Yep, that's correct.
Big key there, Your Honor, was because the insurance rates went up, medical insurance in January for me and my family. So that's what drove a lot of it.
So this particular support order is only for February, March, April, and May.
Correct.
The recommendation was 314. Mr. Blumberg is requesting 900. The parties able to reach any type of agreement on a support figure, or do we need to potentially have a hearing to address potential income for Mr. Manusco?
I'm happy. Well, Mr. Manusco is not going to agree to anything other than what he wants to pay. So,
Your Honor, I'll what the friend of the court calculates and decides. It's pretty easy. Lungerberg wants
All right, well,
I can give a number, which he
I
probably,
think we have to consider your potential income then.
I don't have a potential income, Your Honor. I'm retired.
Do you have an ability to work?
Do I have an ability to work?
Physically unable.
Miss Dean, I suppose I could work a lesser than job. I don't know, I didn't go back to work. If I was going to do that, I would work.
All right, well, we will set the matter for an evidentiary hearing on August 13th. Well, are you available August 13th, Mr. Blumberg?
I will check. For this case, I certainly will make myself available one way or the other.
It'll be at 11 a.m.
Okay.
So we'll set the matter for an evidentiary hearing on August 13th at 11 a.m. on the objections. And really, the key issue is going to be what is an appropriate income for Mr. Manusco. Parties agree to paying the $900 for the next 4 months and being done, then we wouldn't have to have that hearing potentially. So if the parties had that communication, we could take that hearing off. If not, we'll see everybody here in person on August 13th at 11. Any questions, Mr. Manusco?
Here in person, meaning where, Your Honor?
Here at the courthouse.
Which one, downtown or the one at the old mental hospital?
We are the one by the high school, yes. And we're in the back courtroom for this, not the district courtroom, the probate courtroom, family courtroom.
Just as I walk into the door to the right?
The back entrance, yes.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.